Okay, so this one I need to show on Thinkorswim or Interactive Brokers, actually has the two. This is related to the Bollinger Bands, but how I use them as a warning light without keeping them on in here. So I said that when we're outside of Bollinger Bands to the upside, I normally don't feel like buying anymore. Or I don't know if I said it, but now I said it. Because within the two standard deviations, the price stays within these 95% of the time based on the Gaussian normal distribution theory. So when the price goes above here, I don't feel like it's a good idea to buy anymore. The good idea to buy was somewhere in the middle. So if I don't want to keep these on, and I actually don't like to keep these on because they make my chart look quite messy, what I keep instead is Bollinger percent B. So I just make sure that it has the same settings. And oh, well, that looks messy. So I'll go here and draw it as a line if I can. Yeah. and there, apply, and boom. So now, for example, here we see that this is the 100%. So this is basically the midpoint, the high point, and the low point. And this is the price in relation to the bands. So here, as the price jumped higher, we see that it was 150%, so 50% higher than the higher Bollinger Band. So that's really, really far. I would never ever buy in here anymore. Actually, I would sell if I had a position. I'm not going to take a trade against the trend, so I wouldn't short on this one, because I've seen so many times that if I try that, I will most of the time just lose money. Here again, jumps a lot higher, which is higher than the Bollinger Band. So never ever take a long trade, usually, unless you have data that supports that it's a good idea, outside of the Bollinger Bands, to the long side. If you want to trade somewhere, I would short it here, except that I'm not that brave, but I know that some people are. But in an uptrend, a clear uptrend, when the price falls below the lower Bollinger Band, now starts to be a good moment to think about buying. What happens? Boom, up. Another. Oh, nice trade. That was a downtrend. So here, it doesn't make any sense to buy it in here anymore, because the trend was lower. But here the trend is higher, so it makes sense to buy it. Can be used also for giving triggers like that. But what I actually oftentimes do is that, just like the RSI and the stochastics, I have some sort of oversold level somewhere around maybe 90. Or no. This is maybe not the optimal way to draw these lines. So above the 80 or something, I am no longer interested in trading, taking long trades, because now it's too high. And the same thing on the downside. Anything below 10, and I am no longer shorting it. Actually, I'll change the color of this to green one, because in an uptrend this starts to be the area where it's already okay to start thinking about going long. We're approaching the lower Bollinger Band, we're going below the lower Bollinger Band, and then we push a green candle, we're coming back above it. Okay, maybe take a long from here, or wait and see if we can still come lower and then take the trade. Here went below, maybe buy somewhere here, or maybe buy the day when it comes back higher, and then whew, up it goes. Here a dip below, a green candle that closes above the Bollinger Band. I don't know if this is very easy to see. I can see it on the screen. Maybe your screen is large enough for you to see, but here it broke below, but the candle is green and it closed above. Well, maybe try going long. Oh, good trade. So, in addition to using the bands, I use the Bollinger B as both a warning light, don't go long in here, we're very high. Or don't short anymore in here because we're very low. Well, actually it would have worked perfectly, but I wouldn't short on the dates when we are here. I would rather wait for the dates when we come back up, try to make a bounce and then fall back. The same way actually to the long side. Here the price went above the Bollinger Band. Boom. Well, now it seems that the price is interested in going higher. We are in an uptrend, so what I would like to do is to wait for a pullback, which I actually did. I believe I bought on this day here, and then the next day it jumped high. That's another way to use Bollinger Bands and create a warning light based on the Bollinger B, which just simply shows the relationship between the price and the upper and the lower band.